Welcome, fellow travelers of Middle-earth. Today, we embark on a journey through the ancient bloodlines of the elves, those timeless beings whose legacies have shaped the very fabric of Tolkien's world. From the noble houses of Gondolin to the mysterious origins of the Silvan elves, discover how these intricate lineages not only define their identities, but also influence the fate of all Middle-earth. Are you ready to uncover the secrets hidden within their veins? Let's dive in. Before we continue further, if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel, it would mean the world and help us share more tales of Arda. Now, let's return to the story. Chapter 1. The Song Before Time. The elves, the firstborn of Ilúvatar, awoke to this song. Their eyes saw the first light. Their hearts remembered the music itself. From them sprang the great lineages that would shape the fate of Middle-earth. Among them were three kindreds: the Vanyar, radiant and closest to the Valar; the Noldor, masterful and fiery; and the Teleri, wistful and ever drawn to the sea. From these roots flowed every noble house of the Eldar, each carrying the mark of its origin, each destined to play a part in the unfolding tapestry of history. The Vanyar, led by Ingwë, were the fairest and most devoted. They dwelt in Aman, in endless light, singing with the Valar, their voices a mirror of the stars. Their hearts were untouched by shadow, their spirits a reflection of the grace that bathed the undying lands. The Noldor, under Finwë, burned with a different fire. Their halls gleamed with jewels and craftsmanship, their songs full of pride and yearning. Yet pride carried a price. Fëanor, greatest of the Noldor, forged the Silmarils, binding his people to a destiny of sorrow and rebellion that would echo across generations. The Sindar, gray elves who lingered in Middle-earth, knew neither Aman's light nor Noldoran fire. Thingol, king of Doriath, with Melian, a Maya, bore the first mingling of divine and mortal blood. In twilight forests and silver rivers, their realm sang quietly, a song of patience, wisdom, and sorrow. And the Teleri, led by Olwë, longed for the sea. Their hearts were ever drawn to the horizon, even through grief and loss, their gaze fixed on the waves that called them home. Through these houses flowed not only life, but the blood of stars, of Valar, and of men yet to come. Their choices, their joys, and their sorrows shaped the world. The story of Middle-earth is written in their light and their fading, in the echoes of their song across time. Chapter 2. House of Ingwë. The Vanyar, Light of the West. The Vanyar were the first to answer the summons of the Valar, leaving Middle-earth behind for the undying lands of Aman. They walked in gold and silver light, their eyes reflecting the radiance of stars, their hearts attuned to the music of the Ainur. Ingwë, High King of the Vanyar, bore not only the mantle of leadership, but the essence of their grace, calm, luminous, unyielding in its serenity. Ingwë, they whispered among themselves, his voice carries the echo of the heavens. It was in their presence that the light of Aman shone brightest. The Vanyar sang in a harmony so pure that the trees themselves seemed to lean closer, the waters of the lakes trembling with the beauty of their notes. They did not seek war or treasure. Their joy was in perfection of being, in reflection of the world as it should be. Yet even among the Vanyar, there were whispers of longing. Though untouched by shadow, they carried a remembrance of the song, a knowledge of what lay beyond Aman. Their light, though steady and true, cast a shadow in those who gazed upon it, a reminder of what mortals and Noldor might envy: the freedom from sorrow, the peace of unending life, the wisdom of seeing the world untainted. The Vanyar would not sail back to Middle-earth, nor would they mingle with men. Their legacy, though quiet, became the foundation upon which all other elven lineages could trace their nobility. They were the unbroken light of the West, a reminder that not all greatness is forged in struggle. Some is born in harmony, patience, and unwavering devotion to the song. Chapter 3: House of Finwë. The Noldor, fire incarnate, restless hearts tempered by skill, courage, and unquenchable desire for knowledge. Under Finwë, they built halls of wonder, carved jewels that captured the light of stars, and sang songs of heroes long before men walked Middle-earth. Their hands shaped the world, their minds sought mastery over all creation, and their hearts often burned brighter than their own reason could temper. "Let us see, let us know, let us create what no other can," Feanor once whispered, eyes alight with obsession. "For what is beauty if it is not remembered? What is power if it is not wielded?" It was Feanor's genius and his pride that would change the fate of the Noldor forever. The Silmarils, radiant beyond compare, captured the very light of the two trees of Valinor. They were treasures not meant for mortal hearts alone, yet desire spread like wildfire. The doom of the Noldor was set in motion, oaths sworn in shadow, brother against brother, blood spilled upon the sands of time. In Aman, the Noldor had known peace, yet their fire could not be contained. The world outside called to them with whispers of both hope and peril. Many believed in honor, many sought vengeance. Each choice carried weight, each step echoed with consequence. And so the Noldor departed, crossing the sea, hearts heavy with both courage and purse. Even in their rebellion, they were heroes and poets, warriors and sages. Their legacy was one of brilliance and tragedy intertwined, a reflection of the price of passion, the cost of genius, and the shadow that falls when pride challenges the light. Through them, Middle-earth would know both marvel and sorrow, and the echoes of their deeds would never fade. Chapter 4: House of Thingol, the Sindar, Twilight Kings. Beneath the twilight canopies of ancient forests, where moonlight wove through silver leaves, the Sindar dwelled. The gray elves, the people who lingered in Middle-earth when others sailed west. They were neither of the radiant light of the Vanyar, nor the fierce fire of the Noldor, but something softer, older, a harmony between shadow and song. Their king was Thingol, Thingol the Tall, who had once beheld the light of Valinor before turning back to Middle-earth. His heart was caught not by light nor by sea, but by a voice, that of Melian, a Maya of the Blessed Realm. When she spoke, the woods themselves seemed to hold their breath. When she sang, even the stars listened. In Doriath they reigned, within the girdle of Melian, a land wrapped in enchantment and protection. The rivers ran like silver threads, the leaves shimmered like starlight, and the air itself seemed to remember the music of the Ainur. Yet even paradise may harbor sorrow. Thingol's pride was ancient, his heart noble yet unbending. When he beheld the Silmaril, that accursed jewel born of Feanor's craft, desire touched him as it had many before. The light of the trees caught in its facets rekindled the longing for lost Aman. It was that same jewel which would doom Doriath, for no light once stolen ever returns untroubled. Still, the Sindar's legacy was not only of loss. Through Lúthien, daughter of Thingol and Melian, the first mingling of divine and mortal blood entered the world. Her love for Beren, a man fated to die, became the turning point of two races. In her song and her sacrifice lay the echo of every sorrow and every hope that would follow. Thus the Sindar stood between worlds, neither wholly of the light nor the dark, but of twilight. Their song was softer than the Noldor's, but it endured longer, whispering in the winds of Middle-earth long after their halls had turned to dust. Chapter 5. House of Olwë, the Teleri. Along the shores of distant lands, where waves whispered to the wind and the horizon shimmered with promise, the Teleri moved like shadows of longing. Their hearts were ever drawn to the sea, to its endless song, to the promise of a distant Aman beyond reach. Olwë, their king, guided them with patience, yet even he could not quell the yearning that ran like salt in their veins. The Teleri were the last to answer the call of the Valar, and many lingered behind when the rest sailed west. They built harbors of silver and gold, crafted ships that seemed to float upon dreams, and sang of the sea as if it were a living companion. Yet, even in their beauty, sorrow shadowed them. The kinslaying at Alqualondë, the first great betrayal among the Eldar, left scars that would never heal, a shadow upon their bright spirits. "Why must the path to light be paved with the blood of our own?" whispered an elven maiden as she gazed across the waves. Her voice, trembling, carried the sorrow of generations, the weight of choices made in fear and anger. Their longing never faded, even when Aman lay behind distant horizons, even when the Noldor burned with pride, or the Vanyar basked in light. The Teleri's eyes remained fixed upon the waves. They embodied desire unfulfilled, the ache of journeys incomplete, the eternal pull of what lies just beyond reach. And yet, within their melancholy, lived resilience. They were witnesses, singers, keepers of memory, guardians of the hope that one day the sea might carry them home. Through their lineage, the tides of history would flow, reminding Middle-earth that even sorrow may leave behind beauty, and even longing may shape destiny. Chapter 6. House of Oropher, the Silvan, Keepers of the Green. Deep within the shadowed forests of Greenwood, later known as Mirkwood, the Silvan elves made their home. They were neither of Aman's light nor of the grandeur of the Noldor, but children of the trees and rivers, of stone and wind. Their lives were quiet yet vigilant, their songs soft, their laughter a ripple among leaves, their eyes keen to every shift of shadow. Oropher, their lord, was tall and grave, a prince of the Noldor who had chosen the forest over distant lands. He guided his people with wisdom tempered by caution, yet even he could not shield them from the tides of war and sorrow that swept across Middle-earth. Under his guidance, the Silvan remained watchful, guardians of the green corridors that threaded the continent. When Thranduil, Oropher's son, inherited this mantle, the forest seemed to breathe in tandem with him. His gaze was as sharp as the cold northern wind, his heart bound to both the legacy of the Noldor and the quiet strength of the Silvan. Through him, the echo of elvendom persisted in a world increasingly dominated by men. And yet, even in the Greenwood's relative peace, the shadows of the past lingered. The legacy of rebellion, of oaths and pride, of light and longing was never far from their thoughts. Every rustle in the leaves, every glint upon the river's surface, reminded them that the world was larger than the forest, and that the Silvan were the last stewards of a fading age. Legolas, son of Thranduil, would carry this lineage forward, bridging forest and hall, shadow and song. Through the Silvan, the memory of the Firstborn endured, a final note in the long, mournful melody of elvendom. The Firstborn. The children of Ilúvatar walked the world for countless ages. Their light touched every corner of Middle-earth, yet even they could not halt the march of time. The High Elves returned to Aman. The Silvan lingered until the shadow of men became too great. The songs grew quieter, the halls emptier, the stars dimmer in memory. Yet in this fading, there is wonder. For every story, every love, every choice of elves and men became a thread in the vast tapestry of Arda. We remember them not only as distant beings of light and shadow, but as figures whose hearts bled, laughed, and loved just as deeply as our own. Their courage, their grief, their hope, all endure in the songs we sing, the tales we tell, the worlds we imagine. And so, even as the ages change, even as the elves walk slowly into legend, their lineages live on, in the blood of stars, in the courage of heroes, in the whisper of leaves, and in every heart that dreams of the light beyond the horizon. If you have been captivated by the tales of the elves and their enduring legacy, explore more of Middle-earth with us. For every story is a thread, and every thread is a melody in the eternal Song of Arda.